everything else, something comes out of left field like this, and what do you do?
Yeah, that alarm hit. When that alarm went off, that thing came, I mean, it was right after. We barely had time to prepare for it.
5 or 10 minutes most before I heard the roar of the.
What were you saying about the alarm?
That alarm when the phones went off and the alarm was activated, I mean, it was already on top of us. It was already on top of us, and I mean, it was just, it's so crazy. Like he was saying, I mean, I grew up here. I was here through Betsy. I was here through Katrina, and just recently Ida. I said, yeah, and this is crazy. The damage that is, I mean, it's more localized, but the damage that has happened is worse than what happened for Katrina. I mean, I don't know if you've been around, if y'all have gone around. I mean, the power lines are all down. I mean, and it's crazy. You know, we're dealing on our electric bills. We're paying 4 different surcharges for them to maintain their equipment, for them to and then they want to boast about their profit, their earning potential, and record profits. I mean, you know, why are we paying for them to upkeep their equipment? I mean, you know, I don't understand it.
Just think about, you know, Entergy paying for some nuclear power plant in Mississippi.
I never even heard
that.
I can't believe that.
Guys,
why is that our fault? They invested in equipment in Mississippi.
I don't know if you guys saw this storm before it hit your houses as it was tracking across. They had it on the tower cam. Yeah. The thing was gigantic.
Yeah, I watched it.
And there's not an energy could have done
I
about
watched
this.
it. No, I'm not talking about energy.
But trust me, like, I mean, I'm the first person to hell those fucking little bastards.
I'm not talking about Entergy doing anything about it.
What
I'm talking about is we're already paying 4 different surcharges on our bill
get
from previous storms. Exactly, and it's to maintain. When Ida hit, all the power that we lost for so long was because of the towers that were on the other side of the river that weren't properly maintained. They were all nasty and rusty and falling apart, and that's on them to take care of that. I shouldn't have to pay for them to keep up their own equipment. They should be paying for their own equipment. And then they're what do you call it? A utility. I mean, it's like the water company, the power company. I mean, you're not supposed to be making record profits. I'm not saying you don't pay your people, but you shouldn't be bragging about your record profits when we're paying for this 4 times over. I mean, I'm still paying for stuff from when Katrina hit. Wow. It's out of control.
You feel like you're being gouged?
I don't know about gouging, but I mean, I think that they should be taking care of their own stuff. I mean, I don't pay for the fire department to take care of their truck, but they come out when there's a fire. You know, I don't pay for the police. You know, I mean, that's part of different things. But I mean, you don't pay for their upkeeps on their vehicle, and then, you know, they don't show up because, oh, you didn't pay to upkeep our vehicle. I mean, Entergy should be taking care of their own equipment, not us. I mean, I just don't think it's fair. I think they've taken advantage of the situation.
Thanks, fellas. We should get back to the car.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one. Take care.
Thank you.
Guys.
I'm glad you guys are all right.
Yeah,
I'm glad you guys are safe.
Corner, man. It looks like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I know.
Watch where you step.
Yep.
Wind up with a nail through your shoe.
Yes, people are traversing these potentially very dangerous obstacles just to see if their loved ones are okay. And that's something that I think we can all understand and relate to, but it's still scary. And so we're at this crossroads where there are first responders here telling us we can't go any further. And the Barnes family was just waiting to see if their niece was going to be okay, if their niece was going to be safe and healthy. So luckily, you know, with some help from the first responders, we were able to figure that out. But, you know, it does take some time. People, again, they're walking on foot, reversing these potentially dangerous obstacles just to find out if their loved ones are okay. And thankfully, you know, a lot of these stories are ending up like this, but there are those stories, those families that are going to be hurting tonight. And our thoughts and prayers are with them so strongly because it's so hard to see. It's so hard to see. It really is. It's one thing to see it through the screen. It's another thing to see it with your eyes because it's 360. It's all the way around. People are carrying flashlights, and that's really all you can use to see it's really all the light that we have here because the power is just out. We talked about coming across the canal into Araby, and you could tell that this is where the storm had touched down because the entire city is just in darkness. The entire city is just in darkness. And so people are just having to carry their lights, walking on the streets to see what they can find and what family members and what loved ones they can find. Power lines, they're tipped over. The power lines are down. And I think Tommy is saying that there's something of note over here. And it's just this is the nature of what I'm talking about when it's dark and this storm has passed through, that we have to go step by step, block by block, and see what's happened here. Look at this house here. Some piece of metal, it might be roofing, it might be, some piece from someone's garage. It's really hard from someone's shed. We talked to someone earlier that their shed had been completely lifted and was gone. Their house was okay, but we don't know what this kind of wrapping is. Power line is down, it's knocked against this car here. The roof in this home is damaged. A chair is tipped over. What was that? So really every family, every situation is different. Some families that their house is okay, that they feel like they can stay here. But we had some people come up to us and are like, where do I go? Who is going to help me now? I have no way to get out of here. My house is damaged. I need help. So I think there's stories of all of those spectrums from across that spectrum. People whose houses are fine. We spoke with one family earlier who they were holding on to their little one, to their child, just hoping that he would be okay. They said that they could just feel the house shake and that there was a little collision. They would come out their front door to see their across the street neighbor. Their house was completely leveled, but the house that they were in, taking shelter in, is all essentially fine. Just a little 2x4 that came into the roof, which is damaged nonetheless. But it's not it's not an issue of comparison here because their across the street neighbor house was demolished. So that's just the weird thing about these tornadoes is your across the neighbor house can be demolished, but your house can be absolutely fine because of how weird this track is. I mean, McDonald is saying that the cypress tree looks like it's just been snapped. It really does. The branches, it just looks like the top of the tree got snapped off. It does look like it might be some time. I know that crews, I think Entergy put out and said that they are diligently working. I will say it's not like every single power pole is down. Yes, there is a lot of damage, and it does look like the damage is a little more widespread where we are because it does look like that this area was touched by a tornado or I will say not all of these poles are snapped. We would drive around after Hurricane Ida and see that a lot of these poles were snapped and they had to come in, bring in new poles, install new poles, string up new wires, new power lines. So save for the fact that we've seen some transformers down, but yep. Okay.
all,
These all new houses.
these are all rebuilt after
So this was all flat for 15 years.
all this. Everything that is rebuilt. It's crazy how good.
So I'm from Tennessee, where we have tornadoes all the time. And it's just incredible thing. It can literally like skip, jump, hop. Right. Right. That's what I have a friend that lives over that old house.
This is crazy, man.
All right. Rhonda said. Maybe close.
Yeah, I think they're in the toss. Yeah, hey, we're on Center Street and Prosperity Street. I'm here with Natasha Robin. Natasha, can you talk to me about what you saw tonight?
So basically, you know, I got here a couple hours ago. We've been walking all throughout this area, throughout Arabi. Ended up back around Benjamin. Really, really bad stuff. I mean, the devastation is so great. There are so many people who are outside. It's pitch black out here. They can't see anything, and they're just looking around, trying to see what they could salvage. In some cases, homes completely destroyed. And then you look a few homes down, and it's untouched. So, you know, and there are nails everywhere. There are power lines down everywhere. So you have to be really careful. And, you know, David, we were just looking right here behind us, and we're closer to Judge Perez. And we were just talking about this, but this looks like a command post meeting that's going on with the fire department, of course, all back here, the sheriff's department. You know, it's all hands on deck at this point.
Yeah, and you're from St. Bernard. Can you talk to me a little bit about this community and how this is going to impact this community going forward?
I mean, look, this community is so tight-knit, not just here in Arabi, but in St. Bernard Parish. And so I've been getting a ton of messages on Facebook. Check on my family. Is everybody out? You know, what's going on this street? And so everybody's already super concerned about what's happening right here in Arabi. You know, these streets in so many ways mean so much to the parish. You know, everybody sticks together here. I have no doubt that come daylight, there are going to be a ton of people in here just helping this community rebuild and start picking up the pieces. It's dark out here tonight, and so many people, you know, we saw somebody just a little while ago coming down, they're wheeling suitcases, right? Because there's no power. A lot of these homes are destroyed. They can't stay here, obviously. So they're trying to find a place to stay tonight. I mean, they need a lot of help right here in Arabi. We can see it. I know that this community is going to come together, and they're going to make something happen come daylight. I just know it.
And we've seen the responders going door to door to check on these properties. I've even seen people who, you know, their houses weren't damaged, maybe they had a little bit of damage, coming out and going door to door, checking on people who they don't even know who live here. What does that tell you about Arabi?
Well, Arabi's close-knit. I mean, St. Bernard Parish, it's a close-knit community all the way around. I can tell you, I talked to the parish president by phone. I know he held a news conference. I did not hear that news conference, but I did talk to him by phone, and he told me that one fatality confirmed here in Arabi. He also told me that multiple people are at the hospital with injuries. He didn't know the severity of those injuries. You look around, I mean, it's amazing. And look, we don't know. I know they're still assessing the damage. They're still going house to house, but it's amazing that we didn't lose more people tonight. You know, it's just when you look at the devastation and the homes just flattened in some cases. We saw a truck wrapped around a pole. I mean, it's just the power of this tornado. You can just look around and see. It was great. It was really great.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Natasha, for being out here and for your reporting on this. All right. So we're live in Arabi. David Jones, Fox 8, Local First. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Where's your car?
Right here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, just follow me. Follow me. You're good, right here. Okay. I'll hold the mic.
Hi, how are you guys
How are
doing?
you? Did your house
You guys
survive?
live here?
Barely, I'm right there.
Wow.
We're right there.
Right
This-
behind that house I'm shining my light on.
Oh, okay.
I'm on Alexander.
God, this is crazy.
Okay.
Oh, so you're on the back. Yeah. This is insane.
I thought you were pointing.